Hello, hello. I'm Orlando.
And I'm Kaz. I just searched for
Yep,
my name then.
yep, you are, my friend. And this is Late Night Right. And it's very nice to be back after missing a weekend.
Uh, and
There
it's
we go,
early
that's better.
morning for me
Yeah, it is.
here.
Yep.
And how are you, Orlando?
Oh, I'm
How's
doing
things?
great. I think we finally got a break in the weather, so, pretty soon we'll be able to do the garden.
Uh,
Yeah,
the weather.
as they say, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, hang on. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
adjusting my headphones. Uh, okay, cool. Still waking
So,
up.
yeah, that's what you were saying. It's
What?
it's fairly early there, isn't it?
Yeah, it was 10 o'clock, which is early because I couldn't get to sleep last night. And I'm a little bit washed out, and that's okay. It's pretty good for me anyway. Um, yeah, bad night. Chocolate for breakfast, Coke. This is my Sunday morning special. Before we go to air, I say, oh, wait, I gotta find something to eat. You wake up empty and you're going to sit here and do this, like do our fun stuff and here's some chocolate, which is not the best choice of food, but I don't do breakfast anyway, so whatever. Ugh, creamy, actually. Right, morning world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in Vietnam, still in Da Nang, and and the hackers, builders are still here for that full month if you're just joining.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
and if you're just joining, please, we'd love it if you just liked and subscribed.
Yes, and share it around to friends that you know or
Yep.
think might want to be writers.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
the
that
plan.
that makes the fun part.
Yeah, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, how's the weather up there in Canada?
Um.
Getting colder?
Well, no, we're getting warmer. We're springtime. Well, okay, sort of
Yeah.
springtime. It's still going down to freezing at night. So, but it could be a lot worse. Just simply because we have um, with the greenhouse, we got a little heater in there, and it just does the trick just nicely.
Yeah. Oh, you doing your farming, planting,
Um,
all done, or
that's for all the little starter plants. The tomatoes and peppers and flowers and celery and all kinds of goodies like that.
yeah.
You know, so I'm shooting this off to let a lot of people know that we're online tonight.
Probably no one's online, just us.
Oh yeah. Well, we like talking anyway, so I mean that's pretty normal for
Yeah,
both of us.
exactly.
That's not an issue
Yeah,
at all.
yeah. Which is what we normally do. Sit there, eat chocolate,
Mm-hmm.
drink Coke. You eat healthy stuff. I don't.
Oh,
the usual
I
things,
don't
you know.
always eat healthy stuff.
Hmm?
I don't
Oh,
always
yeah.
eat healthy stuff.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad to know that, yeah. I'm never going to hear the word wellness coming out of my mouth. I should, but I don't. I mean, never mind. I made myself sound bad. But hey, this is him. The little Aussie has no filter. So what are we going to do? Anything
Well,
else we want
tonight,
to catch up on? Yeah.
tonight we get to do the big storm happening
What big storm? Oh, that. Oh, yeah.
in
In
the
the
script.
story. Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
story, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like big storms. Speaking
Mm-hmm.
about I watched. There's only one episode left to go to Outlander, and I'm just like, oh no, it's going to end. You know. Until they're
Well,
tying up all the ends, I could see it, you know, like
oh yeah,
throughout the
well,
whole 8 seasons.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's done. That's done. That's done.
And of
Okay.
course, somebody got killed in last week's ep-
Okay.
episode, and that's your equivalent to the page 75 or wherever it is, you know, where they kill someone. You killed Kenny thing.
Yes. And of
So
course,
I
you got to
did
get me
note
while I'm
that.
drinking.
And the next episode took up the lost soul thing, you know, a close friend, you know, person to the script, to the
Mm-hmm.
people in the script and story
Yep. Yep.
died, and it affected the fall of the land, you know, went over everyone connected
Mm-hmm.
to that nice guy who died.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, that's good. That's on cue.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a difference. That they are
Yeah,
actually leaving some of the standard setup is still there.
yeah, yeah. There's 8 seasons, 10 to 13 episodes in each season. You know, variable, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot.
Which show is this
So,
again?
hmm,
Which show is this?
yeah. Sorry, what you
Oh,
say?
what show?
Yeah.
What No, no. What's the name? What's the title of the show?
Oh, Outlander.
Or Outlander. Okay.
Yeah, you read all the books.
Oh yeah, I
Remember?
have. Yeah, and they were very entertaining.
Oh, very much so. Time travel, that's my thing. That's one of my favourite things.
Well,
What they do, what happens.
or what could happen?
Ooh, I got I'm building worlds in my book, you know,
Hmm.
and they've gone through a few worlds already, and I've just finalised another one in Andromeda. I
Hmm.
went back and I fixed it and made it good, better, not saying
Nice.
it's good. But I had to I'm at that point where it's like a midpoint of changing worlds again. I look back and I go, have I clicked in all the setups? Have I done all this like you do in writing a script, you know?
Right.
And I've looked at that. I'm putting the magnifying glass over all what I've written, and I'm seeing, okay, there's something there that needs to be altered to for the payoffs. That I'm up to the part where the payoffs are there, so got to make strong setups for strong payoffs with an emotional reaction for the people who are reading or watching. the story. Just come up to that part. We're looking for weak plots as well. But
Well,
I'm looking
yeah.
forward to the
Mm-hmm.
next one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with me, like if I'm doing more worlds than one that the people live in, because this is like mythical romantasy thing. I just with the gods, that's the
Yes.
Greek gods, and then she changes it. This is where I get a bit worried about the whole thing, changing from playing like with the gods to either like going into the past, like the younger
Mm-hmm.
dryas, and
Yep.
then it goes. She's taken through a portal into another time, into the future, you know,
Mm-hmm.
where she's on Andromeda. Now there's a switch here between sci-fi sort of thing. I think if you're doing that, and and the other is that mythical feel about it, and she's an earthling, so, and she was snatched up from Earth, and she didn't know anything about it. And why am I talking about it?
Well, that's
I don't know. I'm asking
and that's
you.
and the fun
What?
thing though is that's time travel going back and forth, but also dimensional travel
Yeah, yeah,
at the
that's
same
right.
time. So
Power line,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I hope it works together. The meshing of it. That's what I. The question is in my high in my mind now. So, I'm still going ahead with it. If it's a project I've begun with, like all the elements, I'm going to write. I'm about midpoint now of the story of the book, and I've written the hardest bit. If she
Hmm.
goes to battle against the AIs and things like that. And
That's a
I
whole
got a few twists and layers. I'm layering it right now.
yeah. Well, that's a whole new twist that I didn't know about.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And I have put a weak link in the AIs as well. A weak part of the AI, and I built in. In the robot thing, he's all powerful, runs the whole planet.
Hmm.
His name is Nexus. And he's all powerful. Everybody's afraid of him, and there's a very orderly place on other plateau, this world,
His other plane.
planet they're in. Yeah, and
Hmm.
but my twist to that is, and I don't know if no one's listening anyway. What the hell? I would have told you anyway.
Uh huh.
Yeah, but I built in obsolence into that scary big clunky robot.
Hmm.
It comes to people as a robot, but his AI behind the scenes is running the whole planet. You know,
So
so
some good planned obsolescence.
yeah, exactly. And
Cool.
I've already introduced the new AI, smaller. You know how I always said,
Hmm.
smaller, cheaper, and better.
Yes.
And that's that all the new tech has come on board the AIs. Because
Hmm.
they are building themselves. Now to that
Yes,
stage.
they are.
Yeah, and so that it's run through all the platforms on the computers, everything running the whole planet by itself. So that's a glimpse into the look of AI from a different angle, not just about taking your jobs, because they're all got leisure hours, on
Right.
that planet. But I haven't, I kind of shown it rather than said anything about it so far. Those are the things that I'm looking at. So I've got all that, and she's sentenced to something. I don't know if I should. No, listen. I've sentenced her the the big major. She's gone through the simulations and things like that. She had to come out on top, but she's failed. She's won, but they still said, "Oh well, we've still got to kill you anyway. You could have a death sentence." And I've got her in jail right now.
Right.
She's gone through all these trials and things. And I had the biggest thing trying to figure out what's the best to do to her.
Yeah.
In
Well,
this section.
don't let the cat out of the bag yet.
Yeah, well. Anyway, yeah, so the next bit I will tell you offline. Off here, I mean.
Well, yeah, offline, off the show.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
But I
In
put
the
a
back
seed in
room.
her head. Huh?
In the back room.
The back room, yes. Out back room. Out.
Yep, yep, yep.
I
Yeah, so
know.
I'm getting closer to getting things set up for Descendant Past. To
Oh, yeah. I
for getting
love that.
getting it published and getting the artwork done and all that kind of stuff for the cover and the back, and of course then you have to do the blurb and all that other good stuff, but then we already have that because we have our pitches for the scripts, I should say.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, we've written a script.
Yeah, all four of them, yeah. But
Now,
all four of those scripts are going to be inside one book.
that's right. Yeah.
So think of it like four great big huge
That's gonna
chapters
be
that have been
epic
broken
for
into
this.
sections.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that gets done on its own time.
Mm.
And I'm looking into different ways and angles of getting it published, because I prefer to not be online.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a pre-sale type of thing going on at some point.
Yeah.
Once we've got it laid out and everything, because we want to be able to have enough books printed right off the hop, right?
Yeah. Good book. Can be great.
Well, in my binder, it's like this big.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The editing process, doing it by hand, to me is just way quicker, way deeper. Because I catch
Yeah,
way more. I catch way more things than if I was trying to do it on a computer.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
There's
All
all
my
kinds.
notes are on my phone too.
Oh,
All
geez,
my
yeah,
notes.
yeah, and
Dying.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of hard to lose a 4-inch binder. That's all I can say about that. And you don't even have to have a red pen. Any color will do.
And that's a book you should buy. I know I.
Yeah, when Descendant Past is ready, yeah. We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love time travel, and that's what that is about.
And
too.
that's what
Time travel.
Descendant Past. You have somebody from the
Yeah.
present is going back, not of their choosing. I might add. Yep. But in the meantime, we have this good hour here to go ahead and get some work done.
Let us get into our serialized script writing.
You betcha. And, well, it's called The Complex for a reason, because that's literally what this place is. And
Yes.
do 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 do. Here we go.
We developed an outline, if you're just joining. We have an outline. It's kind of
Yeah,
rough, but it's
yeah. You would
it's
have to go
working.
back. You would have to go back to the beginning, early episodes, and we, if you're new to coming here, which most people will be, the
It's all on
we
YouTube
built up
and
the
our
outline.
channel.
Yeah, we built up the outline on the channel in those episodes. So, yeah, anybody who wants to know how to do it can see how it was done. The only difference is the things you're going to put in of your own story, right?
Yeah.
And that's how we got to the point where we are here in our outline
Anyway.
to be setting up the episode, the scenes that we have running today.
Yeah.
And on that,
That's
we
right.
have, so we have everybody, the guys have all here noticed that there's a storm coming. So they've just, found a good place, a place where they think is a good place to pitch tent. And, have an early supper, stuff like this, before the storm really hits them, right? Like,
I'm trying to read it.
So, of course, while the wind's blowing up and stuff like this, I mean, there's been no rain or anything yet. It's just very windy. So they're having their supper and everything.
Look.
And then,
Yeah, they're doing a top and seeing it how they come to it, how it happens.
Yeah.
Has anyone been to this particular spot before? I think not.
I don't
need
probably,
to be mentioned,
probably not,
but we
because
are.
this would be, like almost like a summer follow type of field. So these would be the trees that are along the side of the fields, right? Is where they've
Yeah.
decided, they're bushes. They're not trees, they're bushes. And they're, basically blueberry bushes grown wild, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, the season.
You know.
Yeah, they can eat berries, blackberries.
These ones are blueberries.
Oh, okay. Everyone loves blueberries. I love blackberries. I think they had a better taste. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay, so
rabbit fly, leaving.
even while they're eating and that, and cooking and eating stuff like that, Sean is keeping an eye out the tent door at the heavy clouds. Of course, he figures they're going to end up getting soggy. They should have brought plastic to put underneath their sleeping bags, right?
Yeah.
Logan is wondering if he should keep his shoes on, and Sean's like, well, if you want. And then Sean goes out of the tent, and while Logan listens to the wind hitting the tent, he tightens the bows on his shoes. In other words, I'm not taking them off. And that leaves us at exterior tent in the evening. And I think we had already decided. Yes, I have it written down here. we had, because we talked about it 2 weeks ago, when last we were on,
we did
is how
talk
we
about
wanted to set it up to have
Yeah.
Sean and
discussion.
Matthew outside talking, watching the storm come, that kind of thing. The older two of the three.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, so outside the tent here in the evening, we have heavy storm clouds. Mm-mm. Yeah, heavy storm clouds move in fast. And Sean joins Matthew.
Sean is the father, Matthew is the son.
Yes. Okay, so Sean joins Matthew between two blueberry bushes, facing the storm. How about they face the storm? Okay, and then we have some stuff here. Do. So I'm guessing that wind is ripping. So Matthew's comment is do. We've been through worse. Come on, Dad. We've been through worse. And
Yesterday I walked into a restaurant which looked really good on the outside. It's called the Meat Factory or something like that. And I thought, well, that's a place where you can get good steak. Well, was I ever wrong? So I walked in with about 10 people bowing to me and ushering me to a place and asking me if this is all right for you. And I felt like royalty. Sat down and looked at the menu which they put in front of me. And I felt like in my head I was saying, go away, I want to read this properly. And I did. And I couldn't find one thing that I would have ordered. And I didn't. And I walked out and they said, oh, what's wrong, I said, oh, nothing. I said, I just don't like spicy food because this is a Korean restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realise. In everything pedestrian has some sort of spice or hotness, which I can't
Yeah,
stand.
too much heat.
Chile and all, and everything was. It wasn't just that. It was like they did the flambe thing and they cooked the steak in front of you. That is for like more like a party of a few people, you know, and because it's like you pay for it by weight or something like that, and they cook it in little strips, and they overdo it. Then in Korea, I've lived in Korea, you
Mm-hmm.
know, so I know exactly, and you don't get vegetables because you just don't. They put little tiny dishes of all these strange components of liquids, you know, and they're all hot, hot, hot. Oh,
Yeah.
you kind of like burns your tongue just trying them, and it's embarrassing. Did I mention that more?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah. So the steak they cook, and you have to pay for it, all that stuff, and it's like the only thing I eat is that little strip of steak. And I paid hundreds of dollars, hundreds of dong, you know, for that experience. And I never ever could eat in the Korean restaurant itself when I lived in Seoul, you know,
right.
because that's a hot country. That's it, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if they don't give you
They
that
like
some
they
hot stuff, people complain. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm not
that they got
Korean.
lots of heat in their food, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So
back to
anyway, I was embarrassed walking out, but I thought this is the first time I ever could not find anything that I liked. You know,
well, you know, it
people
happens,
complain.
right?
I've never. I've always found something that I'll eat, even if it's just an ice cream. You know, I had nothing.
Yep, yep,
There
yep.
was no dessert, no nothing. You know.
Yep.
Anyway, so
Yeah, but we'll
sorry.
get back to the script because we want to actually
Yeah.
do this whole scene tonight, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay,
Matthew
so
smirks and pulls out his notepad.
yeah, 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 yeah. But before that, it was like Matthew was like, "Come on, Dad, we've been through way worse," and Sean, of course, says, "Oh, like that winter hike we that ended up in a blizzard." Matthew smirks and pulls out his notepad.
What goes on his notepad?
He passes it to Sean. Okay. Do 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 do. Okay. Yeah. So Sean studies the figures, and he says, "Your handwriting is shit." Matthew says, "But accurate." He laughs.
Very accurate.
Yeah. Sean says, "Yeah, we're not going to get very far fast this way." Okay, okay, we're not going to get very far fast. No thanks to this storm. And Matthews is, it could just blow over,
Mm. Yeah, could be.
right? And Sean's like, yeah, or blow us over.
Yeah, it's a good setup.
And then rain starts to pelt them. How about heavy raindrops? Big raindrops.
Yeah, I like that. Let's go with that. Go down on
Um,
the. Now I have to look for 'em.
okay.
Reaction.
Okay, so Sean bolts for the tent.
Yeah. As we speak, looking up the sky, yeah,
Yeah, not this
and
time.
rain's dumped in my face. Stuff like that. Not this time. Yeah. Could just blow over. Not this time. What time of day is this? Still day or night?
This is evening.
That's what I thought, yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
preparing
heavy
for the
okay,
huddle,
heavy
big huddle
storm.
for the night. Okay. Well, they've been at it all day, haven't they?
Okay, I took us back up here to the top of this. Heavy storm clouds move in fast. Um, they darken everything. So when the heavy storm clouds come in, they go, cut off the sun. Everything gets darker fast.
Right.
So that gives us all the everything we need to know. And because of course they, made the doorway facing the storm, so they could see it coming and all that good stuff, and see when it's done. That's why they zipped up the tent quick.
Mm-hmm.
Which, of course, makes me stop and wonder. Does this tent have, like, outside flaps that are usually rolled up? That they should probably have to be shutting down those flaps real quick? Or did they do that, already before they started cooking because of the wind? The wind would have blown in a lot of the wind would have blown in dust.
Yeah, the wind has to blow something over and someone has to go and get it or fix it or on the way through or as they ran into the tent. Oh no, they see. They're looking at something.
Yeah.
Tent blowing, flapping.
But this is what I'm wondering. Is the tent already set up for this storm? They know the storm is coming.
Yeah.
Would they have already
Yeah,
had
pattern
those?
up.
Would they already had those flaps closed before
Oh,
before they
well,
started making supper, so they didn't get a bunch of windblown dust in their food?
yeah. I'd say so, unless you're going to use that line in their face stuff.
Okay. How about if we make this?
Yeah, how about a disaster? Too
Okay.
early?
Hang on a second.
Minor one.
This is still evening.
Yeah.
Okay, the wind picks up before they're done. I'm going a couple of scenes back.
Uh-huh.
Um, Logan starts to roll up the side screen covers on the tent while they're setting up the tent.
Mm-hmm.
And then Matthew says, nah, leave him down.
Yeah. Filling in the details.
Yeah, nah, leave him down, Logan. Type of thing.
Yeah. That's good.
And that's all we need to do. I mean, we could have them argue about it if we want to, but I mean, that'll come in rewrite if we want to do that. But it's to put our marker there so we know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then it keeps
Yeah.
getting more and more windy all the time, right? Okay. So I think we should stop them for a second here because it's going to take a lot more pages, right? And I don't want a
Right.
10-page scene
No.
because that's a bit too much.
Yeah, it is. It will be. Because there's lots more to come. And leave something for later, too. For, calamity number 2 or 3.
Yeah, exactly.
This one's just signs to. It's just that things are going to get worse. And I think they've already said that in dialogue too. Sean to Matthew. Yeah, well, that's enough, isn't it, really? Right in the chopping.
Okay. So we know they're in the tent, they're safe and sound, they're out of the rain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
we can go to Tanya, Sean's house,
Yeah.
and we could do it exterior or interior.
For what purpose?
The the purpose is it's pounding rain.
The rain? Well,
It's pounding
With-
rain.
counting.
Rain is pounding against the windows.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we can either have Tanya, if we do it from outside, we have the rain pounding on the windows, and Tanya's standing in the window there, look, oh my God, type of look on her face, and that's
Yeah.
all we have to do.
That's perfect, not too much. Yeah.
You know,
That's great.
Because showing that she's scared,
Yeah.
right?
Portent of what's to come.
Well, and the portent
that
of
kind of
where are my boys?
I know, that's right.
You know,
You're
that's
right.
what's going through her head is like, whoa, they only have a tent. But that's what I mean by, do we want it inside where we hear dialogue, or do we want it outside?
Mm.
This is where it we could do either or.
Oh, you put her indoors, looking at the rain. That way, really what you want to see is the weather itself.
Yes.
And one look at her face, the camera, boom, of her reaction. So you see the rain, the window through the window, and the trees outside are blowing strongly. Maybe a branch could go past the window. We don't know, but that sort of feel that we want her to see some
Yes, I know,
things.
but she could see all those same things from inside the house. Like if we do it from the
That's
inside,
exactly, that's
right?
exactly right, yeah. I would definitely say inside,
Yeah, yeah,
from
yeah.
inside.
And from that point of view, we would be seeing her point of view as well. So we would actually be seeing
That's,
more. We would be seeing more,
that, yep, totally, totally,
and
yes.
and those same clouds. Well, what you could see
Mm,
through the pounding rain, you know.
mm, yeah,
Okay, so we're going interior.
a twig hits the window as she stares out at it. Oh, shit.
Oh, okay.
Kind of out it
We
takes is a pebble or a twig. You know, a leaf plasters itself to the outside glass. And the wind blows that away, and I mean, I'm romanticising it all now, but you just pick what you like. But you've
okay.
got the
So we've
feel of
got
it now. Mm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're interior Sean's house, living room, and well, it's the same time as it is for the boys, which is evening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cut to her, can you? We can always go, we're going to get back in. Spells doom.
Yeah.
Oh, I like shingle. Plum.
Yeah.
Bending the
Okay.
trees.
Well, I should be reading this while I'm doing it because for those people who are listening to the podcast. Okay, so we're in Sean's house again, and well, the first time we've been in the living room. Heavy rain pounds the window beyond Tanya. The wind
That's
whips
right.
trees around. A shingle flies off the house across the street.
Good. Yep. And that's
And so worried.
escalating the storm in two different places, through
Yes,
different
like
scenes.
it's already hit them hard first. So this is headed towards
Yeah.
Sean and the boys.
Mm-hmm.
Worried, Tanya steps back. No, that's
As she stares back out the window as hail
Yep.
begins to ping off the glass.
Yep.
Hailstones. Later.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the wind whips the trees around, and a shingle flies off the house across the street. Which worried, she takes a step back, glances around the room, and of course she's worried. We know that she's worried. And she's, geez, they only have a tent. Then she stares back out the window as hail begins to ping off the glass. Here. Grim. Because she's been out on hikes with the guys and everything else, so she understands what this means. She's been out in storms in the tents and stuff like this, and you know, so
Yeah.
yep. So here she is doing her, hopeful wishes. Hope you guys found a solid place to hole up in.
Cave would be good.
Anything with a solid, anything solid above you would be good.
Yeah, that's right. Anything
Mhm.
about
Okay,
Empty
so now,
that. You seen?
we're gonna go
Yeah.
back to the tent, right?
Yeah. See how they're faring, hey? And progress that far.
Okay, and should we go? We might as well say night because it's going to be too dark to see anything looking out the window anyway.
You have to.
So it's
Move
basically an
forward.
early nightfall.
Right.
Because generally in the area where we have this story happening, being middle of summer type of thing, it would be light until 11 o'clock at night. And if they stopped early, that means they stopped before 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, even.
Okay.
So they would have missed like 4 hours of, 3 or 4 hours of trekking.
Yeah, is this summer or winter for them?
Summer.
Summer. More daylight.
That's right. Normally, but this storm has made that daylight
Dark.
impossible. This is the kind of rain where the only reason why you don't get turned around is because you can definitely feel which way the storm's coming from.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's either hitting you in the back, or it's hitting you in the side, or it's hitting you in the front. So as long as you're keeping a straight line to where you want to go, that's fine. But you're not going to be able to see anything because of the downpour.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing you're going to see is your feet in front of you, maybe a couple of feet. That's it.
Yeah. Limited visibility.
Extremely. Okay, so what are the guys doing inside the tent now? I mean, it's
See, we talked about this a little bit. I can't.
a little bit, yeah, a little bit. We
They play cards. They do something. Play
well,
chess,
yeah,
play
because
this.
it's still early. But it's storming.
Have they eaten? They haven't eaten yet.
Yes, they have.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. They made this is back here.
Mum moans, I'm still hungry. Yeah.
Well, there's nothing stopping them from having snacks.
Well, snacks in the rescue. Get yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. It's a small talk. That's what we're talking about. Let me think. What's the essence of this next scene? It's to show strength or weakness in one or the other that could pull down or build up their whole enterprise, their goal.
Well, and I
So,
think that's part of what they're going to be talking about here. I think maybe they'll be,
exactly.
having
That's
hot
right.
chocolate, maybe having some snacks, but also talking about the trek itself, how far they've gone, and like not even how far they've gone, but how much time it might take them,
Yeah, yeah.
type of
Oh,
deal.
fun.
But also, they're not concerned about the storm. It's kind of like a blocking factor.
Yeah, that's right.
Something to do so you're not just sitting there listening to this storm,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. A useful bit. Yeah. Got a hard seat. The other place was really good. Another hotel. It was the best I've ever come across in ages.
Okay, so all three sit or sprawl on their sleeping bags. They play a card game while they drink hot chocolate and snack on blueberries and granola
Yeah.
bars, which of course would be
That's
your
some chicken.
standard trail type of stuff. Or it could be trail mix. Yeah, trail mix might be better.
Yeah. Storm still beats down or
So,
whatever.
while they're
Mine's gone.
playing the game, and I mean,
Talk about their
the game itself is not
objectives.
important. It's just there to be moving and throwing cards, or somebody gets a pair, or this or that. We don't know what game they're playing.
Doesn't really matter. It's just like cards, whatever. And it's just a tool for their hands. They can't be sitting there and talk about the project, the objectives and all that. So, yeah, just put a deck of cards in their hand, the poker.
Yeah. So Matthew asks, how much do you think this storm is going to add to the hike?
Half-eaten apple, camera pans over. peeled orange, turning brown.
Okay,
How
so Sean
long do
says
we have
if
to
we
sit
had
here?
an exact ending point,
Yeah, you start with that scene and then at the end, you mirror the first with the take, you know. It was the long night. They will refer to this forever. Uh, if we ever do a sequel to those people, or a time jump to them, I shouldn't be eating chocolate for breakfast. I've got popcorn.
good. Okay, so Logan says, or Sean had said, if we had an exact ending point, I could tell you. And Logan says, well, wouldn't it just be the 3 or 4 hours we stopped early? Sean says, I wish. And then Matthew is like, yeah. Everything is going to go slower after this rain.
So I know that now. What?
Yeah, everything is going to go slower after this downpour.
Answer that is time is irrelevant.
Then we already are.
The older one, whoever says that.
Yeah, so I got something
Yeah.
for him. Okay, Matthew says, yeah,
Keep your low
everything is.
profile.
Yeah,
Don't go out and play in the rain.
Matthew says, yeah, everything is going to go slower. He shoots an accusing look at Logan.
Yeah.
And then after this downpour. Let's put those ellipticals in there properly. And these 3 dots, they're there to mark your spot. He's going to continue talking, but he has paused for a moment. Right? Yeah, everything's going to go slower. He shoots a dirty look at his little brother. And then continues after this downpour.
Uh,
Do, 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 do.
when you rate all the storms, that's a joke. It wasn't funny, but to me it was. Then, Minnesota.
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay. And Logan says, is that right, Dad? And Sean is like, well, basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. They're talking about tomorrow.
Okay. So Sean says basically, yeah, no matter where we try to walk tomorrow, it's going to be, hold up 3 fingers, spongy,
Ground will be. So wear your old shoes.
boy. Okay. Spongy, slick mud, or full of water.
Yeah. So, the proceedings are going to be slow. They have to make it to the greenhouse, right? And the distance they gauge how long to get to it. Somebody's got to say that. Their objectives for tomorrow. Couldn't make it in one day. It's night time now. So somebody should say, yeah, we've got to get there by tomorrow, because we're losing time. I don't know what for. Then if I say that, you've got to come up with something else. We've only got one day. That's a time limit. Ticking clock for that. I'll check that.
Okay. So what I did is all of a sudden, like, of course, Logan is crestfallen, right? It's like when it soaks in that this is going to now take longer than we had planned, no matter what.
Yeah, that's
right.
It's slowing the procedure.
You know, where it could have been maybe only 3 days or something. Now it's going to be longer, and it's going to be harder to do. Now, because you're either going to have spongy ground that you're on, which takes more physical energy to walk on it. You're going to have slick mud, which means you might slip and hurt yourself. Or you're literally going to be walking through water.
Oh, let's pull one of them with sand. What do you call that?
No. We're not pulling the Kenny on this one, because we need these characters.
Too early.
We need these characters in play
Kenny.
later. Yeah.
You know, I love to kill someone, especially.
So of course,
really
Logan is crestfallen because of the bad options that they have to work with now, and he looks, to the tent wall being hit by the rain, and he says, "Stupid rain."
I'm just throwing out ideas. I know they're not all good, but that might spark something else.
Yeah, okay. Logan says, "Stupid rain." Matthew says, "No more stupid than your card playing."
Yeah.
Get an argument going.
On day one.
Yeah.
Matthew could be the commentary for that. Put up something for the microphone. And so it begins.
And Sean says, "Really, Matt? Really?"
Yeah.
That's the fun part about all of these, because you can literally throw any kind of attitude and any kind of personality and any kind of conversation into this, because the point isn't so much the conversation. It's the point is that the conversation is basically stopping the youngest one from being scared.
Yeah.
You know, or preventing him from getting too scared. You know.
Yeah.
And if he thinks the rain is
Yep.
stupid rather than just sitting there shivering, being scared, well,
Oh, yeah, I know.
this is a
That's
good
right.
thing. And it's like, Matt, you
Yeah.
idiot, what are you doing? Without saying,
Getting experience.
yeah,
Life
without saying,
experiences.
Matt, you idiot, right?
That's right. Yeah. They play off something that
You know, because
they do
because
everything. They talk about everything except what's really bad for them. Just
that's
like the
right,
British do. Yeah.
that's right. So that's a good a decent play on words. We can probably do it better,
That's right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yep.
but we do have to keep our
Perfect.
placeholders here.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, we'll bring it together. Something else going to happens that takes their attention, grabs their attention. Something worse. A tree falls down on their tent. Holy yeah. Run, virus, run. I gotta write a comedy after this.
Yes, I do think you do have to. Yes.
Yeah, it's spiking out of me. And I'm trying to keep it down, keep it down. Run, virus, run. I got, and the Academy Award and all that stuff. When I saw it for the first time, I couldn't see the full value of it, but then I watched it a few more times at different stations.
Okay. See, this is I added something. Yeah. I added something interesting here. I say, okay, Logan throws his cards at Matthew before he rolls against the wall.
Well, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yep.
Game.
And then you got Sean saying, "Really, Matt? Really?
Yeah.
You had to do this now?" Because that's more the way I meant it when the thought came to me. It was because it was more of Sean telling Matthew, "You're being an idiot here."
Yeah. You got really.
You know,
I
there's
like
distraction
it. I
is
do
one
like
thing,
it.
but you know,
All right.
okay. So, hey, we can bring in.
What's he covering himself with?
Well, with his sleeping bag, because
Oh, okay.
they're all sprawled or sitting on their sleeping bags. Mm-hmm.
Is that written
Yeah. And then Matthew says, "I didn't want to play anyway."
in? He's added one photo. I got a notification of you.
And there's nothing else to do, bonehead. It's what Sean says.
Absolutely nothing to do.
Okay, so Matthew says, I wonder who has my shift. Sean raises an eyebrow at Matthew.
Yeah.
And Sean, okay, so Sean raises an eyebrow at Matthew. Doesn't matter. Matthew says, probably Billy.
I click on that, what's going to happen?
Sean says, missing your phone, are you? No, I'm not.
This is coming, it's shaping up, this scene.
No, that should probably be Sean.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's go back up here so I can, for the people on the podcast. Okay, Matthew says, probably Billy. And Sean just goes, missing your phone, are ya? And Matthew says, no, I'm not. Logan said, yes, you are. He sits up and glares at Matthew. I'm not. And Sean just, yet.
Yeah, yeah. I like that, those kind of words.
Because that is the kind of thing a dad would say, right? Okay. And Sean says, yet. Are you going to snark when you do? Logan thinks about it, then he shakes his head.
I like this scene. Better than what I thought it was going to be. Because I hadn't pre-thought it too well. I mean, I had it loose and running around in my head. Which one do you pull down? I have an idea that was best. You never have no idea. I don't think I've ever been in that situation. We're in the business of creating.
And I deliberately spelled imagination wrong because we're talking about a younger kid. Okay, Logan thinks about it and shakes his head. And then he says, I got a better imagination than Matt. And John says, good for you.
You'll have more fun with yourself. Come back. Yeah, that's a good one. That's good. I like that. Off with the aircon. I've dry skin.
There we go. So, we got the snark, we got the imagination. And Sean says, good for you. Can you imagine us out of this storm? Rye, Logan smiles at Sean and says, that's stupid, Dad. And Sean says, exactly. And
Well,
that needs
Dad
to be.
drinks. Yeah.
He grins because Sean is the last person who spoke.
Mm. Yeah, that's good. Love it.
Okay. Do we want to put... I'm wondering if it would be...
How about the wind gust blows out their light when to end that scene, I suppose. You could start it with somebody lighting it. No, it's too early. No.
Well, and the thing is, they're basically
Not.
they're basically in a sealed tent. You're not going to have that kind of draft inside the tent,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They could have
Um, but I was just wondering. I was just kind of wondering if should we go to Olivia and Andrew and have them in the greenhouse and closing up the greenhouse because look at this storm coming. The storm hasn't got to them yet, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if the storm, greenhouse is still standing.
Mm-hmm.
That shows the severity of the storm.
Yeah. Well, we can show the storm at still a fair distance away.
Mm.
So that gives everybody an idea. Anybody who's watching it, if they're watching the movie, they're instantly going to get an idea of the distance between where these guys are and where they got to
Yes.
get to, without having to physically say it. Without having to physically say it, because that's the last thing you want is something to be on the nose like that.
That's
Right?
right. Yeah. We're always looking out for that. I'm going to be right back. Okay.
Okay.
You can put me at the back if you want.
I can hide you for a few minutes. Well, if I hide you, I'm not going to know when you come back.
Right. Yeah.
I won't know when you came back. So, but you're still
All right.
on audio, so that's good. Okay. Do. Okay, so we're going to go interior greenhouse. And that's going to be evening. Hmm. So now we have. He- Okay, so Olivia and Andrew stand at the open door watching the storm. And Olivia says, "What do you think?" And Andrew says, "Yeah, I think we're gonna have to close it. Close it up." And Olivia says, "All right." Okay, so she moves off to one side and opens a covered box. A wired box.
Okay, I'm back.
Alrighty.
Oh, you're right in the end. Oh, hey. It's a joke.
No, not yet. Not yet. Yeah. What I did do in here is I have Olivia and Andrew standing at the open greenhouse door, watching the storm, and
Good.
she says, "What do you think?" And Andrew says, "Yeah, I think we're gonna have to close it up." And Olivia says, "All right." She moves off to one side and opens a covered wired box. And then she turned, of course, she looks back and, well, guess I should say,
Track's clear.
looks back at Andrew. The track's clear. Okay. You see what I wrote here? This is okay. So Olivia had asked Andrew, "The track's clear." Andrew checks the door side frame, and Andrew says, "Yep," and then says, "Bring it up." Now, generally, if you're talking about a greenhouse door, it would either be a roll down or slide from side to side. But this is a bring it up.
What is that? What is? I don't know anything about greenhouses. So what is this about? Like
Well,
he grows plants and things.
this
I
would
know
be
that.
this would be a unique feature that most
No,
greenhouses don't have.
Michael's fixed it up for use of
Well,
his
in
parents.
in this particular case, Andrew has fixed it up. You know, he's the
Yeah,
builder. He's the builder. Michael is the tech guy, right?
yeah,
But Michael wired in the stuff that Dad needed for this to work.
yeah. Okay. But the track's clear. Okay, for
The side
mechanics,
track,
right?
on the tracking on the side.
Yeah, yeah, got
Hmm.
it. It'll all come together anyway. I have no doubt.
Okay, so Olivia flicks a switch, then pushes a button. So we're seeing what she's physically doing, and that'll be within the box. So, new action.
And here's a little bit of the magic happening, becoming more clear as we stroll along the prairie. And the man on the pinto strumming his ukulele. Oh, and
Okay, so
okay.
we saw what Olivia had done. She had flicked the switch and then pushed the button that's inside that box, right? And then, smooth and silent, a heavy plexiglass sheet lifts from the floor. Both sides tucked neatly into the tracks on both sides.
Yep, good. No, it's all coming together. Well, can Harry would have done that? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so Andrew watches the top of the sheet until it lightly bumps the top door header, your crossbar.
Okay.
Andrew just
Shows the inner
perfect.
workings of a greenhouse. Not, this is not really IKEA brand. Michael.
So Olivia chuckles. Andrew says perfect. Olivia chuckles. And she says, I love that you get such a kick out of that.
Yeah, yeah. Not your everyday ordinary greenhouse. It's a safe house, that's right.
Gotta love something that works first time every time. Gee, what's my keyboard today? Doing weird things. You gotta love something new that works first time every time. There we go. How's that? Okay, so Olivia chuckles. I love that you get such a kick out of that. Andrew says, gotta love something new that works first time every time. Olivia says, between you and Michael, you sure invented a lot of new gear for this place. She comes over and kisses Andrew's cheek. Is that it?
Yeah.
You know, Olivia laughs and saunters toward the hydraulic plate. And why is this coming up as an arrow? That's why, because you.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
This is day one. Night one.
No, we're not going to do it as it lowers. Yeah, Olivia laughs and saunters toward the hydraulic. Well, we don't know it's hydraulic yet. A big metal plate. And we leave it there. Yeah, Olivia laughs and
think
saunters
that was
toward
it.
a big metal plate in the middle of the floor. Andrew joins her on the plate.
Sounds good.
Expectant. Andrew joins her on the plate. Now, what kind of expectant is a different story. Because he just got a kiss on the cheek and he said, "Is that it?" And went chased after her, right? But there's
Yeah.
got to be something to this plate in the middle of the floor. And that they're both just standing there.
Yeah.
You know? It's that kind of thing. So,
right.
right.
Yes.
So now we go back to the tent.
Yeah, pick it up from there.
And it's definitely nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
And okay. So we have the wind gusts and the rain pours. Now, we know they aren't anywhere near a big tree,
Uh,
right? You know, they're in amongst all of these blueberry bushes and stuff like this. But we already had mentioned that being that there was a blueberry patch here, obviously there had been a house here at some point.
yeah, yeah. It's a very, yeah.
So I am thinking the the best likelihood of what would damage their tent would be either a really wicked gust of wind that literally upends it,
Mm-hmm.
which means they're all turning inside the tent. They're tumbling inside the tent.
Mm-hmm.
And everything they have is also tumbling
Yeah,
all over the place.
yeah.
Or
Well,
we have old wood, some old planks and stuff like this from the old house and old sheds and stuff like this that the wind maybe might catch it and throw it.
yeah,
That takes out
right.
that takes out a chunk of the tent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or,
Well, that's pretty much
what
only
else?
the two possibilities because um, if they were under bigger trees, I would say lightning hit the tree,
Mm-hmm.
branches fall, stuff like that. But that could also kill them too. Um,
Yeah, well, somebody luckily escaped that thing
yeah, but
after.
all three of them need to be.
Or did they lose all their food, or that kind of thing
Well, that's what I'm.
afterwards?
But see, that's why I'm thinking. I mean, if they're turning over and over and over and over, I mean, Sean did make a point of saying, keep everything, you know, above the coolers, out so they don't get wet. Which means they would have
That's
packed
right.
everything up.
Yeah.
But would they have packed
Oh,
up?
that's good.
But would they have packed up the actual cap stove and stuff like that? Because they're just going to use it again in the morning, right?
It depends what's going to happen the next day, which we haven't really
Right?
got
Well,
through
yes,
yet.
because this is the thing. But if you have a chunk of an old chunk of plywood, you're just a piece of, not the whole sheet or anything. It's half eaten away or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Tin roof.
I mean, it could just like takes off the top of the tent,
Yeah,
and they're
true.
down here sleeping, right?
Uh-huh. So the next day, what do we want them to be? Tentless, or
We want them to be
and
tentless.
my other question is, do they have food, or do uh, they scramble and keep
Well, they're
together
still going to
for
have
the
food because, I
following
mean,
day?
they're still going to have food because they're smart hikers and everything they carry with them is in waterproof containers or
Yeah,
packages,
but
right?
do we apply? They lose everything, kind of thing, and they have to. I'm just trying to figure out which way
Well,
do we
no, we
want
had
to
we had
proceed.
decided for we had decided that for sure the tent has to be gone. That was
Yeah, well,
it.
10's gone by, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's dealt with. The food they have to keep to survive on, or do they have to forage, go and kill rabbits and shit,
No.
turn vampire, you know?
Well, no,
Do you know what I
no.
mean?
This is why they took a
Okay.
bunch of stuff with them that's already
Yeah.
packaged to be waterproof before they started.
That doesn't mean it's not going to be swept away or flooded or something, you know what I mean? But yeah, okay, so we keep the food, they lose the tank, keep the food, mm, we still have a storm or an end of the storm the
Well,
following day.
see the
That's something
wind.
we talk about, but we don't have to.
Well, the wind and the rain are still there. They're still happening. They're going to get drenched
I
like
thought so too.
immediately,
Yeah,
right?
I like it. Yep,
So
and
matter
we did.
so no matter what happens the next day, they're either going to be packing wet sleeping bags, or they're going to have to
Yeah, that's right.
literally hang these
Miss,
sleeping. They're going to have
that
to
would do.
put these sleeping bags over bushes and stuff to dry out if it isn't still
That works.
raining.
Yeah, that's
But if
good.
it's
Now
still
that
raining,
keeps the
but if it's still
the
raining,
flow.
they're going to be packing this stuff wet.
I like that. I would make them miserable.
And that,
Just
okay,
one
good.
day is not
Then
enough.
then they can pack them wet until such time as the sun comes out later.
Yeah, yeah,
because
exactly. I just
because
want to
now
establish that thing before
and
we
that's going to make
go.
all of their packs heavier.
Yeah.
Like
And it's
literally.
something good to look at. I like to see them suffer. No, but only in that cinematic way.
Mhm.
Instead of like they just had a little bit of rain and then they're all fine. That's not believable. You have to be consequence from an action. So I think we're doing it the right way.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so a few half-rotted pieces of plywood.
Yeah, discomfort they have to suffer on the second day. Yeah, whirling.
Okay,
The
so we got
whirling.
a few half-rotted pieces of plywood. Rattle and shake on an old wood pile.
Mm. That's good. Camera.
Okay. Um, a few half-rotted pieces of plywood rattle and shake on an old wood pile. A powerful wind gust causes a board to flip over, uncovering more pieces.
Yeah.
Or should I say loosening more pieces.
Exposing them to the elements. But this is not a book.
Okay, so the wind buffets the pieces around. Okay, now, do we want to take this now from the tent side? And that, we're on the outside of the tent,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
But we
outside.
see the tent.
Outside.
We see the tent, but we also see this piece of wood flip up in the air
Yeah.
on a gust of wind.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah, preempt that one, yeah.
Okay.
Wind blowing. Brittle, things sting. Stings the face kind of wind. It's almost like a cyclone. But not really bad. Bad enough. Well, I suppose we could have written in that forecast was for that. But then we didn't mind doing it. No. Better this way. The surprise value. Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, so ahead of the tent, because we know the wind's blowing into the front of the tent,
Yeah.
a fair distance away, the wind flips a chunk of plywood into the air. A gust throws it closer fast. So we know it's
Yes.
coming.
This
So we go interior
plywood.
tent. Yeah, nighttime. Okay, so we've got Sean, Matthew, and Logan asleep on the sleeping bags while the wind rattles the tent walls. Now,
Games. Yeah, that's good. I've been going over 2 hours now. I just realised. I thought, is that an hour or then I looked? That's okay. That's good.
mm-hmm.
That's good.
Okay. Okay, Sean, Matthew, and Logan asleep on sleeping bags while the wind rattles the tent walls. Okay, and then there's a bit of a lull in the wind. So we're not going to hear so much battering of the wind on the tent walls. And then the chunk of plywood.
This.
Okay. So because of the the lull in the wind is why the board actually came down lower in the sky from where it was blown before. And then the chunk of plywood shoots through, cutting off half of the tent roof.
It savages the tent, leaving
It cuts off half of the tent roof. Okay.
I've been using a lot of adjectives lately.
Okay, so we got a thunder booms and a deluge pours into the tent as all three sit up and bolt upright inside the tent.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, we don't need to say inside the tent.
Yeah. Okay, there's that about it.
Well,
Or do you want to keep? Do you want to add some more or not?
okay, they yell.
Yeah, reaction.
They yell and scramble.
Yeah, orange brown. That's good.
But it can't be heard over the storm.
Yeah,
Okay,
over the wind.
so that can literally finish this whole setup
That's what I reckon too.
completely
I'm with you.
right here, and then what we come back to is in the morning
Just day two, yeah.
and see what is left of their mess. What have they got, what have they don't got.
Still rain. Yeah, soggy or whatever.
But they know their tent is going to be mangled either way.
And they got raincoats on. As they pick up their
Yes, they
salvageable.
they wouldn't have a raincoat like the heavy yellow slickers type thing. They wouldn't have that on, but there are clear plastic ones that weigh nothing that they would probably have on.
They need some protection. The old ponchos you buy all around the world, $2.
Well, that's kind of what these clear ones.
Lightweight, see-through.
Well, it's kind of like these clear ones are, except that they've got arms. It's not a poncho. It just covers whatever it is you happen to be wearing, and that's it.
All I'm saying is they're covered with something.
Yes.
Not just their clothes.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
all I meant. I
Alrighty.
was thinking Disneyland, how they how it rains.
Because that would be standard. That would be standard gear.
I would have thought so. If you're going camping, they would have one. So as soon as the storm is gone, as soon as the tent is gone, and they've been rained on, what's your first reaction is to keep dry as you can, and then deal with what comes.
Or try not to get too wet. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm gonna.
They're gonna get wet.
Okay, so I did a save on all that work tonight, and we're gonna stop sharing it.
Save it.
Yeah, we're going to stop sharing it now.
Always save your work. Keep
Definitely.
saving as you go.
100%.
Oh yeah, we've all been caught with that one.
Oh, at some point or another, yeah.
And
Pretty
especially if
much.
your computer decides to update your computer.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. There have
Oh,
been
yeah.
definite issues like that. No doubt about it.
Yeah. And one time I had green screen death and the other one was blue screen death. It killed everything. You could never reboot. And it was a big problem with Windows.
Well, I
The
had
whole
that one
way
computer.
set
It
up.
just plain crashed. There was no
Yeah,
screen of any
that's what
sort.
it does.
It crashed.
That's what it does, yeah.
All I can say is thank
That's
God
what
I
it
had
runs.
hard copies of my scripts.
Yeah, no.
Otherwise,
Doesn't
ooh,
matter how clever we are, we always,
that's
if we
right.
can get caught in it, yeah.
That's right.
They
That's
just
why I make hard
and
covers
to
of it.
different places.
That's why I made hard
Say,
copies of
yeah,
everything. Everything I've written
say
has got a
to,
paper.
yeah, well, you and I use external hard drives, or thumb drives in your case.
Well, yes, I know, but I also have paper
And we
copy.
have a backup, and you can plug it in, walk around the world with it, and plug it into any computer, yours, someone else's, whatever.
Hmm.
So you don't lose it. It's one of
Yeah,
my
but
things. So.
the thing is, unless I was actually moving, I wouldn't need to be taking all that stuff with me anyway. If I was
Oh,
moving, then
you'd be
if I was moving,
surprised.
then well, yes,
Yeah.
then I'd pack up physical scripts,
Yeah.
physical copies, and they'd be going with me, right?
Well, I always have my laptop goes with me. And I
Hmm.
plug it into that.
Well,
And if
yeah,
that fails, I just go buy another computer wherever I am, a laptop.
yeah, yeah. Well, what if
Or have a holiday and buy one when I get home,
yeah,
which is
well,
never going to happen
what if
because I
what if
rarely go home.
okay, Kaz, what if a sun flare takes out all the power?
You have your backup somewhere.
There is no internet anymore if that happens.
Oh, let's play. This is a good one.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. We have
Well,
no
we might want to
internet.
write a
What will we
script about
do?
this, so I'm not sure I want to talk too
Yeah.
much about it online.
I think we won't.
You don't want to be giving
Save
away
it
all
for
the good
our
stories.
own. Yeah, yeah. What we're writing now is just for everybody to read and come along with us on this journey. Trip.
Yes.
I hate the word journey. But,
Well, and I do
but
have a
we
couple
always come
of
up with ideas at the
yeah.
last
Well,
minute.
I've got a script that's all to do with sun flares,
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah.
which of course, it took a few years of researching because even at the point when I wrote it, we were in a high sun flare period. But even before that, I had been tracking the meteorology and the consistencies and the averages. Because I had thought of it, the idea, like 10, 11 years before that, which was the last time we
Yeah,
had a
you got bigger
high.
than that, and
So I had all kinds of research I had done in between those 11 years.
the
That
sun
Yeah.
flares and all that.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. It's an 11-year cycle when they get really bad,
But
and then they taper off, and then
magnetic forces, yeah.
well, the whole bit, the whole, shifting of everything. And you've got sun flare hits here, volcano happens on the other side of the planet.
Yeah,
That's not
all about
It's
that.
not coincidence. It's energy.
Yeah, I know.
The energy hits here, it goes through and around. Something's got to pop on the other side,
Yeah, exactly.
right? And that's just basic physics. Which I might add, they're not teaching in school anymore. Which to me is insane.
That's
Simple
insane,
cause and
yeah.
effect. Well, if you trip, you fall down.
They're
Duh,
dumbing down the
that's
people.
physics. That's physics, basic.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say those things anymore. I just did. I said it.
Well, there it is.
Yeah. It is
But
what it is. So they can drag me off to jail. I don't care. As long as
hmm
I'm either
exactly.
escape or I get a computer and become the nerd that I am anyway. And write all these
The
books,
nerd you've always been, yes.
movies, yeah,
Yep.
made
Yep, yep, yep.
into movies. Anyway, on that note, shall we just say farewell, adieu, and all that stuff?
For sure, for
Like and
sure.
subscribe, please. Hit that
Yep.
button. Yeah. With
And hey,
venom,
if you got
with
any questions,
surprise, with
yeah,
love, yeah.
if you got any
Get it.
questions, be free. Feel free to get
Uh,
put them
we
up
should give out a
underneath
big
the
prize for, yeah, for
yeah.
the first person to ask us something. Jesus Christ, we are open. Yeah. The lines
Yep.
are open. We're
The thing,
open to new
but the big
ideas,
thing
old
is,
ideas, funny
yeah, big.
ones, bad
The
ones.
thing
Yeah.
is, we would like to help people improve their scripts, plain and simple,
Exactly.
or to help you
Yeah.
learn how to write them for yourself.
Yeah.
And
And maybe we can learn something from them, and they
exactly so.
will.
There's no such thing as learning one
Yeah.
way. It's always two way.
That's right, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe in all of that exchange of information.
Oh
Big
yeah.
on that. I don't have a
And
big
that's
head or
exactly what it
anything.
is. I mean, it's always back and forth. You always get
Yeah,
better if you're
yeah.
showing somebody else
Yeah.
because it makes you have to think in a
I
different
love
way
that too,
in
more
order
than
to
anything
tackle
else.
their issue.
And we make new friends as well. I'm
Yeah,
always open.
for sure. Well, hey, we met online, and look where it's taken us.
We did,
Look at how
yeah,
many scripts we have
exactly.
written. Now we're just
Oh,
we're still
yeah.
going to town. And
And
I don't
now we're
plan on
turning them
quitting
into
anytime
books.
soon. Yep.
Yep. And we just don't stop your trip. You just keep expanding. And what can I do now? On the
Well,
positive side of life,
well,
not the negative stuff.
for me, writing is thinking. So, if I'm not thinking, guess what? I'm not here anymore.
That's right. It
So,
don't exist.
there's no
Yeah.
such thing as
Well, that's what
retiring
I'm doing.
from your brain, right?
No.
You can
My
retire from,
stories
yeah,
in
but you
my
can
head, in
retire
my
from a job.
dreams.
Yeah, but you can retire from a job. You cannot retire from your brain. Sorry,
That's
doesn't
like
work.
retiring from
Doesn't
what?
happen. You know.
Not gonna happen. No, I'm
Nope.
writing all the time. All
No.
the
If
time, every
you're if
day.
you're if you're a writer, and I mean
You do, I
pretty
do.
much everybody is a storyteller in one way or another.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
I mean, that is what got humans to the point where we are now, where we have written words, we have the typed words, we have everything on computers now, because we all learned.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
I love computers.
that's right. We always just
I'm a
get
big
better,
tech fan.
and the better we can get things going, the better for everybody. I mean, anybody writing a script out there. I mean, you if you've never seen anything in the industry, you have no idea how many years and what it takes to actually get that script made.
I
And if
know,
it
that's the thing.
and if it isn't good, if it isn't something that people all want to watch, um, it's going to be hard for people to put money into something that people don't want.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
write the best story you can. And it doesn't have to be same as what everybody else is writing. Start that new
Yeah,
trend. Start that new trend, because that's what's
yeah.
going to get people interested. Something
That's true. But
new.
if you're right, point on that, if you're a spec writer with no track record, they say that to not to write outside because the readers, the people, the money, they want something that's safe to put their money into. So
Yeah, well,
they're not experimental
that's
type of
what
people.
has. I know, but Kaz, that way of thinking is what's destroying Hollywood now.
Uh,
They've done it
I
that
heard
way for
that.
so long that they ran it into
Yeah,
the ground because they
I
didn't put
know.
out anything new and creative. Nothing original.
Nothing at all.
I mean,
It goes to death.
the
Everything.
same thing
Yes.
happened back in the 70s. And it was all the little independent companies
The
with the
Indies
scripts,
came
the
in
new
and did something
stories,
different.
the new stories that had were miles from anything the studios had done prior to that. And the people absolutely ate it up. Point in
Right.
case, point in case, Clint Eastwood and his westerns. Secondly,
Yes.
secondly,
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Comedies.
Star
Rom-coms were
Wars.
after. Something light.
No, there
Oh,
was
yeah, they
not
were.
much comedies back then. The Clint
No,
Eastwood, the
back then.
any
But
which way you
now,
can or any which way but loose, with the orangutan. Okay, now that was
yeah.
comedy of a sort. But that
There's no
was the
real
type.
comedy at the
It was a
moment.
slapstick comedy,
Mm.
and Clint Eastwood was the only one doing it at that time. But
But
that's
I
when Star
wasn't
Wars came
meaning
in.
back then. I'm talking about now.
I know,
That, you know,
but the same thing is going to end up
cycles.
happening. The independents and the small companies are the ones that are going to have to be finding new material
Yeah,
that's not
yes.
anything like the old material
And now is the
to
time to write something
to
different.
rebuild the whole
Absolutely.
industry, because and Hollywood won't be Hollywood anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I could go on about that, but I'm trying to be careful what I don't say.
Well, that's true.
Uh,
No,
I
it
don't
just
want to
very
go.
sad at for how many decades I've been watching movies. It's just very sad to see what's happened in the last 15 years. And
One
even
time we will
and
actually
even
let forth
yeah,
on what we really
and
think.
and even the 20 years before that, they were already doing remakes of the same things they're still doing remakes of now. So we're talking
That's
40 years
right.
ago. They were already doing remakes on everything they're still redoing remakes on now.
Yeah. All from books, all
And
from
it's like,
books.
yeah,
That's
I'm
why they
sorry, I
write
don't
new
want.
books as well.
I'm not in their time loop. Sorry. I require something
Well, I don't
creative.
know what you said. I missed what you said.
I
That
said
last bit.
I said I'm not in their time loop. I require
Oh,
something
yeah.
creative,
Yeah.
which is why I write my own, which is why I started writing in the first place. Because it was just the
I
same
only
old thing
write in the
over and over and
pasta.
over again. And that was back in 99.
Mm.
Everything was just repetitive, repetitive, repetitive.
Yeah.
Then,
It still is in a way.
well,
But they're bad.
100% is, it's even more.
They
200%.
are bad. You know, I
And,
avoid American-made movies. That's what I
and,
do.
and it's
Or if
all
I
this,
do, I'm very choosy. What
yeah.
I, about the genre.
Well, to be choosy of
That's
the
it.
corporate, be choosy of the studio they're coming from. That's the big
Mm.
thing.
You know what I
But
watched the
anyway,
other day? I did
that's
watch this.
about it for
Sorry.
tonight, I think, because
Yeah, that'll do.
we're already
We'll talk about
quarter
it.
past one here.
Does it really matter? We talk for hours
um,
anyway. Usually, but I
well,
suppose we
not.
better not.
No, we're gonna shut
I'm
off this
looking at all
stream
the.
so that we can let people you know go to bed. Or go to
Maybe
work or
we should
whatever it
have a
is.
different. Maybe we should have a different time slot as well, or something.
Well, it's called late night right
I
for a
don't think
reason.
anybody ever watched it because of the time slot. That's my opinion.
Well, the whole
That's my
point
thought, not my opinion necessarily, but yeah.
the whole point is you don't have a ton of other writers doing their show at this time.
I
So,
thought they might have a lunch break in the Northern Hemisphere.
well, if you're well, no, but if
And
you're
they
where
turn on something while they eat.
if
Yeah.
they're where you are, that's what they're doing.
I don't know. Where I am, I'm somewhere in the world. Doesn't really matter where I am.
Well,
I'm
no,
not
no,
in
but
one
I'm
spot.
saying where you are right now, it's afternoon.
Yes, just, yes.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, yeah, that's what people would be
Lunchtime.
doing there. Over here,
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
time, these time zones over here in North America, it's, you know, getting into, it's after 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's right. I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
why
I mean,
no one's watching. But that's okay.
doesn't matter.
It
That's,
is
the purpose is,
recorded by YouTube. So.
the purpose of us doing this is to just get this information out there for anybody who might want to do their own.
That's right. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't
Hmm.
care.
If we can get people, if
I
people
was
come in
just
and want
like,
to
I
ask,
wondered if we did. Yeah.
if people want to come in and
Yeah.
ask questions and get some help on their work, hey, bonus.
Yeah, we always will go
Mhm.
read. Yeah.
Hmm. But on that note,
Bye
we'll say good
bye,
night.
everyone.
I'm
Bye,
starting to lose my
Yolanda.
voice. Anyway,
That's
have
usually
yourselves all a great weekend, and
Yourself
we'll
a very Merry Christmas.
we'll talk to you again next weekend.
Yeah,
Bye
okay.
bye.
See ya.